This I wanna nail sports to the bone. Top blogger, top YouTube channel. No matter which sports, yeah, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
What's up, my wonderful sports to the bone family? What's up? What's up? A blessed morning to you all. Welcome back to another video, my viewers and subscribers. Alright, we have a couple of things to talk about in this one. We see where CWI finally send out their official thank you to Deandra Dottin after she announced her retirement a couple days ago. So we're going to talk about that information that was sent out by CWI, the message, and we're also going to talk about a couple of the players coming out of this India series that are expected to go over into the New Zealand series. Because I mean they are looking to use the same squad I would assume going into the World Cup. So we're going to talk a little bit my piece, but before we go any further, as per usual, I'm going to ask you guys, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, you are missing out, man. Go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notification bell, so once we upload a video or go live, you will be notified. Alright, so we're gonna kick things off with the Deandra Dottin thank you message sent by CWI. So I am on the CWI website, and here they say CWI thanks Deandra Dottin for her outstanding value to West Indies women's cricket. So it says Cricket West Indies today, which would have been yesterday, express gratitude to Deandra Dottin for her valuable contributions and her numerous outstanding performances during her stellar 14-year career as a member of the West Indies women's team. Now, the dynamic all-rounder announced her retirement from international cricket last week, and Jimmy Adams, the director of CWI, had a couple of words to say. Now, this is what Jimmy Adams had to say, and I quote, on behalf of all here at CWI, I want to congratulate Deandra on what has been an outstanding career, covering almost a decade and a half, during which time she has contributed immensely to Barbados and West Indies cricket. Her outstanding achievements on the field of play are a testament to her dedication, commitment, and hard work, which were the hallmark of her approach to the game. We wish her all the success possible in her future endeavors. End quote. Now, that is coming straight from the CWI director, Mr. Jimmy Adams. Now, Courtney Walsh, the West Indies women's head coach, had this to say, and I quote, Deandra is one of the most athletic and dynamic players in the history of women's cricket, and I want to take this opportunity to congratulate her on what has been a 14-year... Hold on there. How these messages sound so familiar? It sound like one person in CWI writing these things. And let us continue. Deandra is one of the most athletic and dynamic players in the history of women's cricket, and I want to take this opportunity to congratulate her on what has been 14 years of performance excellence for the West Indies. During my time as head coach, I have been able to see her brilliance up close on the field, and she always gave it her everything. End quote. Viewers and subscribers, I don't mean to be mischievous, but why all of these messages always sound so robotic? Like when you just leave a voicemail, or you just set up something where automatically go out to clients. Oh, these things not sound, the words them sound too similar, and everything just sound too structured, like why I don't know, star. Anyway, let's give you a little bit of information about Dottin. When we did the retirement the other day, we didn't really go down in details. So it says Dottin made her international debut in Ireland in 2008 and was a fixture in the team in both one-day internationals and T20 internationals. Since she played 143 ODIs and 124 T20s for West Indies. She is a three-dimensional player as a powerful batter, brisk medium fast bowler, and live wire in the outfield, which enabled her to quickly rise to be rated among the best all-rounders in the history of the women's game. Now, in one day international, I think we did this the other day, she made 3,727 runs with a top score of 150 not out and took 72 wickets with the best figures of 5 for 34. In T20 internationals, she made 2,681 runs with 2 memorable centuries and also took 62 wickets with best figures of 5 for 5. You hear that, peeps? Her finest hour came when she was part of the West Indies team, which defeated Australia in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. In 2016, as we say. Right? She also had one of the most memorable feats in cricket history, which catapulted her to stardom when she made her maiden T20 international century, 112 not out of 45 balls against South Africa in St. Kitts in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in 2010. So that is some information as it relates to Deandra Dottin, Courtney Walsh, the head coach for the women's team, and Jimmy Adams, the director of West Indies cricket, going out and and saying their thank you and all of that. So that is what they have to say. Coming from Sports to the Bone, we already said thank you to Deandra Dottin for her service. Really did well for us. It's really sad to see the way in which her career has come to an end. We're not sure exactly what happened. We have to go with based off what she said in the letter. Don't necessarily want to go back over some of those things, but shout out to her. All right, so before we slide out of this video, my peeps, we just want to talk a little bit about that squad coming out of New Zealand. Out of that series against India. Now, I am thinking that majority of these players, these are the same players that are going to be going up against New Zealand. And on a live show that we did Sunday, we looked at the New Zealand squad. It's heavy where pace is concerned. So these batsmen, they are going to have to pull their socks up. But I'm just going to ask 2 questions to finish up here. 2 questions to finish this video, my viewers and subscribers. Who are some of the players, and I asked this on the live show, who are some of the players that the CWI selectors are not selecting that should be in this squad? Now, before I finish that part, let me remind you, Sheldon Cottrell is recovering from injury. Fabian Allen said that he's unavailable. Ruslan Narayan refused to play for us. And Evan Lewis, we know the fitness situation. So I see persons continuously saying that the selectors are not selecting the right persons. And I'm going to throw the questions out there. Who are 2 or 3 players that should get into this starting 11 that are not being considered for whatever reason? Don't know if the selectors are overlooking them or they are just bad looking. Who are some of these players that should get into this squad, into this team that we are saying is not being selected correctly? So that is one question. The next question is, if we go into New Zealand and these same set of players fail, do we continue with all of these guys, or do we try and bring up a couple of the under 19, the players that are currently in the camp that they call the Rising Stars players? Do we try to bring up a couple of them? Before I finish that, bear in mind that quite a few of these same guys got a chance to play in the regional tournament and it did not work out for them. Having said that, that is regional tournament. Quite a few of them want to play attacking cricket, so they might shine at the T20 level. Who to tell? So do we bring in a couple of these guys or seeing that we are basically going to be heading to Australia pretty soon, do we stay with all of these guys that Nicholas Pooran is currently working with and see how things work out when we go to Australia? Because believe it or not, my viewers and subscribers, when we go to Australia, if things don't work out, in the sense that we don't really do much, I can assure you that quite a few persons are going to say, see it, we should have brought the experienced players. We're going with so many young players. But at the end of the day, only these young players are available, and they are the ones that are playing. And if you look at the last T20 World Cup, we brought a whole bunch of so-called senior and veteran players, and none of them did anything. So let me know, my viewers and subscribers. Let me know what your thoughts are as it relates to this one. We're going to leave it right here for now, my peeps. Big up on yourselves.